Hello, I'm Ken Carpenter, and this is Invest AI Savvy, where AI powers smart investing. Happy Wednesday, April 8th, 2026. Today's signal of the day is AMC, a small cap equity trading around $1.28. Before we start, BuzzPulse is a social intelligence tool. Everything you hear today is data and commentary, not investment advice. I'm not your financial advisor, so please do your own research before putting any money anywhere. But AMC passed all 7 quality gates this morning with a convergence depth of 10 independent signals pointing in the same direction. Buzz Surge Z-score of 5.7 with momentum confirmed. Explosive classification at Z 5.7, 22% short interest, creating genuine squeeze potential. And here's the kicker. The IV rank is at 0%, meaning options are historically cheap right now, and options flow is confirming bullish direction. When 10 independent layers converge on a small cap name with embedded short interest and cheap options, that's not noise. That's a signal architecture worth paying attention to. AMC has been a battleground stock for years, but this setup is different. Social attention is spiking, the technical structure is confirmed, and short sellers are sitting on 22% of the float, with options pricing at basement levels. If this catches momentum, the fuel is already stacked. What you're watching for is volume confirmation and any shift in options flow from passive to aggressive. The convergence score tells you the attention is real. The short interest tells you there's mechanical buying pressure waiting to ignite. And the IV rank tells you positioning is asymmetrically cheap. AMC at 128 is not a fundamental value play. It's a technical convergence play with multiple accelerants in place. Supporting signal number 1 is FJET, a small cap equity trading at $5.55 with a greed score of 7.479, which puts it near the top of today's alpha potential rankings. Z-score is 6.5 with momentum confirmed and sentiment at positive 0.50, which is pure bullish. FJET is flying under the radar, but showing the kind of technical alignment that precedes explosive moves. No options data available, so this is pure equity attention. But when a small cap clears Z 6.5 with confirmed momentum and maxed out sentiment, you're looking at early stage breakout structure. Watch for volume expansion here. Supporting signal number 2 is Mara, a mid-cap equity trading at $8.96 with a greed score of 0.445. Z-score is 4.8 with momentum confirmed, but sentiment is only positive 0.10, which tells you the social layer is mixed. Here's what matters. The IV rank is 0%, options are cheap, and short interest is 39%. That's one of the highest short interest readings in today's data set. The catalyst flag shows bearish chatter about wanting a 30% drop, but that's retail noise. The structural setup is a coiled spring. MARA is a Bitcoin mining proxy, and with Bitcoin dominance up 3.4% in 24 hours, the sector is getting positional attention. 39% short interest with cheap options and rising Z-score momentum is a classic asymmetric setup. Supporting signal number 3 is RIOT, RIOT, another mid-cap mining name trading at $14.19 with a greed score of 0.44. Z-score is 4.7 with momentum confirmed, sentiment at positive 0.26, and IV rank at 2%. Still historically cheap. Short interest is 14%, lower than Mara, but still meaningful. The catalyst layer shows algorithmic trading signals posting bearish called strategies with defined targets, which means institutional grade positioning is already happening. RIOT and Mara are running in parallel, but RIOT's lower short interest and slightly elevated ID rank suggests it's further along the setup curve. If Mara is the coil, RIOT is the trigger already moving. Supporting signal number 4 is RUM, RUM, a mid-cap equity trading at $4.94 with a greed score of 0.434. Z-score is 4.2 with a momentum confirmed and sentiment at positive 0.50. Maxed bullish. No options data, no catalyst detail, but the convergence is clean. RUM is one of those names you never find on your own. Low social baseline, no mainstream coverage, but when the Z-score clears 4.2 with perfect sentiment alignment and momentum confirmation, that's discovery alpha in its purest form. This is what the show is built for, the thing you didn't know about that's already moving. Supporting signal number 5 is BATL, BATL, a small cap equity trading at $4.19 with a greed score of 0.427. Z-score is 3.8 with momentum confirmed and sentiment at positive 0.50. Another clean bullish setup with no options layer but strong social convergence. BATL sits at the lower end of today's Z-score range, but it passed all momentum and sentiment gates with perfect alignment. Small caps like this don't need 10-layer convergence to move. They need attention, momentum, and a catalyst spark. BATL has 2 of the 3 locked in. Before we close, macro context matters. CPI drops in 2 days on April 10th. The VIX is at 20.3, down 19.5% over 5 days, which means fear is elevated but retreating fast. That's the transition zone where volume can snap back hard on a hot print. Every signal we covered today carries that event risk. Size accordingly. Remember, BuzzPulse tells you what the market is talking about and whether that attention is unusual. It does not tell you to buy or sell anything. That's your call. I'm Ken Carpenter. This is Invest AI Savvy, and that's the way it is.